Welcome into a Sunday night Pop Blender Unfiltered. What is going on, y'all? Sorry for my recent absences, but dad duty calls, and then tonight work duty called, so my apologies for being late. It forgot that I promised to cover a shift, and that shift was tonight. So hope you guys are having a good weekend, had a good weekend, and I appreciate any and everybody who is tuning in to hang out tonight. We're gonna go over a couple things. All right, make no bones about it. We're gonna go over a couple things. We are going to get into what I consider a good thing in the pop culture realm, which is gatekeeping, and why I think it's important, why I think it's crucial and critical to the things that we hold near and dear, that we have cared for and been the caretakers of for decades, and in current today. How that factors in, what that looks like, what that used to look like, and what that looks like now. And yes, I am going to discuss the Carmelo Anthony case. I'm not going to get super deep in the weeds, but I want to discuss how easy it is for us, and not just this case, but many things, how easy it is for us to not do our own research, to not look into things, to spend 10 minutes out of your day just to research something and look at the facts, actual facts, and not believe your favorite podcasters or streamers, not believe the mainstream media, not believe Fox News or CNN or whatever it is. You need to do your own research, because in today's world, with AI in particular, there are so many things that can lead you astray down a path that you didn't think you'd go down. And I'm not saying that that's detrimental to your health. What I mean is it's important to do your own research and to understand, because within the Carmelo Anthony case, it is unbelievable to me to see and talk to people in person who have believed so many falsehoods and so many things that are incorrect. And it's arguments that are made based off of them watching a video on Instagram or Twitch, or not Twitch, but on Twitter, X, and just believing something. And so we're going to get into that too. But I did have some comments about Dan Larson, because I'm sure many of you watched the stream tonight. It was pre-recorded. I did actually make a mistake during the stream of positing a question to the panel, and Secret Galaxy was like, "Hey, Pop Blender, just so you know, this was pre-recorded, so that you know they can." I knew that, and somehow made that mistake because I got caught up watching the stream, because I do like those guys. I do like what they do. I like what they've done. So I would be remiss if I did not say hello to the lovely, talented Clint Jorgensen. What's up, Hooded Cobra Commander forever? Yes. And I'm going to have some comments about that, because we're going to get right into it. We're not going to use a lot of visual aids tonight. I'm not going to go to, I said aids. We're not going to go to a bunch of videos. I'm not going to use a bunch of websites tonight. I want to have the camera. I want to talk to you guys, and I want to get your opinions. I want to hear your feedback. I want to read your feedback, because I desperately love that. It's what I do for a living. So I love the feedback, and I don't want to get bogged down with looking into websites and stuff. I have some things I have typed in. Full disclosure, I will give you momentarily things that I have typed in to Google, which can be and cannot be reliable. But I have typed some things in just to get an idea of what it's going to tell me. And can we take those things at face value? Clint also says, also, let me know what candy and snacks people like so I can pack them from Augusta. Well, for Joe Fest, Clint, I can't tell you what everybody likes, but you could probably guess, right? Skittles, gummy bears, sweet tarts, right? Mentos, Tic Tacs for those that don't brush their teeth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking know. At your best discretion, Clint, right? Triple D's, customs. Now we have Triple D customs now. I love the fact that Daredevil Dave has changed his name multiple times, and I really, truly enjoy that, because it keeps us on our toes. even though we know the logo. And I should have worn that shirt tonight. I did wear my Prince shirt tonight to hover. He says, Clint, I think we would all enjoy some chocolate donuts and grape soda. Sorry, Pop, we need grape pop. No apologies needed. I know exactly what you meant. Down here in the South, we say grape Coke or grape soda, right? And yeah, get that unleaded, unfiltered, if you will. Todd C says, got a feeling Pop going to talk about Dan Larson. Yes, I am. In just a moment, I am going to say some words about Dan Larson. Cooking with Eric. Eric Thurman, the espresso martini machine was down. Yeah, it may well have been. We have a bushwhacker machine, is what it's called. For those of you that know what a bushwhacker is, it's basically a mudslide, frozen, but it has 151 in it, and it's extremely strong. And somehow has made its way to Nashville as a Nashville drink, even though it was obviously created somewhere in the coast or the Gulf. Graf is here. What's up, man? Close the gates. Yes, you're damn right. Close those damn gates. Stanley Everhard says, have you driven? Divin. Ooh, Divin. Who's Divin? Is she on OnlyFans? I haven't met her yet. Have you Divin? I know what you meant. Into the bricks and minifig saga. I have not, and it's because I have not done enough research into that to really talk about it, but I have watched a few videos, and there are people who can speak to that far better than I ever could. Yeah, Garaf, I agree. The Bill Gates ticks and the UFOs are warping our brains. Actually, what's warping our brains is social media. That is what's warping our brains. The mainstream media included, but I got my thoughts on that, and we're going to get into it. Bricks and Minifix CEO's dad came out with a statement yesterday. He and his son are nuts. They are. Whew. All right, I'll talk briefly about Bricks and Minifigs. Let me get through this really quickly. Yes, going to go on an old-fashioned steroid rant. Fuck the websites. Fuck me going into small screen. We're going to do this. We're going to do it old school, and I know Shane from Same Time Toys, killing it over there, has all the slides you need. I need. Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's see here really quickly. Let me just get through. I know that 3-Star is here for a little while, and I know he'll have to be jumping into bed pretty soon. Nolan, what is up, Nolan? And I love Asmongold. I'm not going to lie. I love Asmongold. I think Asmongold is fucking awesome. That dude is super based for those Gen Zers out there. Asmongold is awesome. He says what's on his mind. Now, and this will dive into a little bit about what I'm going to talk about here shortly, is the fact of saying what's on your mind, right? I made an Instagram post, and I said what was on my mind. Some people may have liked it. Some people may have hated it. Some people may call me names. I don't really care because it's what I am now and have watched experience up close and personal. And yeah, no, there's probably people that weren't happy with that Instagram picture and post, but it is what it is. Yeah, I make no bones about it. I will tell you guys, I will tell you the truth. I won't apologize. I won't make any excuses. I will tell you exactly what's up. I probably over-explain more than anything else. I over-explain a lot of stuff. But 3-Star says, yep, spent most of the weekend finishing up the new Cobra News Now, which I know most of you guys know all about that. Real Grievance is in the house. What's up, man? Been a long time, dude. I hope you're doing fucking good. No doubt about it, dude. I hope you're fantastic, bro. And I hope the collecting is coming along swimmingly. Okay, I would be remiss without my buddy, my best friend, the one and only, the lovely, talented, magical, and mysterious Otis McDonald. And the band. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a snare drum drop in approximately Get on it, Otis. Thank you, Otis. Thank you, band. Let's bring it on down now. Yeah. Comfortable level. Comfortable level. Thank you, Otis. You are the shit. All right, here we go. And yes, with the hat. You can't see the one up top. I gotta work those into the show. I've been the white hat. Some people look at me as the black hat because they don't like what I have to say. That is okay. You could be the white hat. You could be the black hat. You could be both sometimes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. 3-Star did get me a couple of hats, actually. And I need to incorporate those into the show, into the streams. They do a weird thing on camera, and that's the kind of thing, like the material they are, the color they are. They do a weird thing on camera. Need to figure out exactly how I can work that out. But Sabir is in the house. What's up, Sabir? And Graf saved a beer for you, and I appreciate that. That's a good friend. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into gatekeeping. Let's get into it right now. Let's not waste any fucking time. All right. I've been watching a lot of videos on video games. Been watching a lot of videos on toys. Been watching a lot of videos on pop culture because it's what I'm interested in. It's what I do. Movies, television, right? And I've noticed, as you guys probably have noticed, a trend, a pattern, and why gatekeeping is extremely important. And I know there's people out there that will tell you on one hand, like, oh, no, you don't need to do that. You introduce new fans. You bring new people in. But then they'll turn right around and 2 sentences later make an offhanded comment about maybe not why it's important or why they should do it or why you should do it, but literally support that point within 2 sentences of each other. I've watched so many streams of people mention that, comment on that, talk about that. Here is my thing, okay? And Sabir, if you are my friend, as long as you're celebrating responsibly, okay? Drink all the liquor you want. Just don't set anything on fire like school buses, right? But you know better. I know you know better. And I'm glad you were able to celebrate. It was a great story. It was a great story. And for you Carolina Hurricane fans, they just won the Stanley Cup moments ago. But celebrate responsibly. Okay. So here's the deal. I've watched people stream. I've watched them talk about how you shouldn't gatekeep. You shouldn't, keep people from your favorite properties. You want new people in. Okay. If this was 30 years ago, if this was 25 years ago, if this was maybe even 15 years ago, I might agree with you. I might agree with you, and I might say, hey, the more the merrier, right? It's a party, the more the merrier, right? However, in recent times, in recent current culture, okay, gatekeeping is a good thing because we have seen so many. There is a cottage industry now. Consulting groups, $1 million industry. I say $1 million. Consulting group can ask for $1 million, $2 million, $3 million to consult on a video game they don't give a shit about. And the only reason they care about that game is to make sure the women don't have too large breasts. They don't have too large an ass. They're a little bit uglified because heaven forbid here in Western gaming, we don't actually make games that have women that look good. Now, if you look at games coming out of the East, they have no problem portraying women as beautiful. They have no problem portraying women as they scan their faces and then recreate that face on your game. Somehow here in the West, though, it seems there's a concerted effort to hire beautiful models to scan and portray characters in your video games and then turn around and make them look older, fatter, uglier on purpose. Because through the lack of gatekeeping, companies have allowed activists to infiltrate the businesses and the properties that we give a shit about. The most recent controversy comes from the God of War series, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know about. They hired Deborah Ann Woll. Deborah Ann Woll, if you guys don't know, is who plays Karen Page in Daredevil. She was in True Blood. She is a very good looking lady. Not young lady, very good looking lady. Okay? They've managed to age her 30 fucking years in this game. Now, everybody will say, well, you can go through the stream that was released on the Sony State of Play video game show that happened the other day, and you can pick out screenshots that make her look terrible. You can pick out moments of gameplay, or should I say now with Sony games, it's a bunch of fucking cutscenes, and then you get to play the game for 10 minutes, and then you've got 12 minutes of cutscene, then you get to play the game for 2 minutes, and then it's a cutscene again. That's the new Sony model of gaming. But they managed to look Deborah Ann Wool, make her look much older than she really is. Now you may say, hey, you know what? That's just a narrative decision, right? That's a decision based off of the character and where they are in their life. What's their station? Have they been beaten down? Are they fresh? Are they brand new? Is this a story? What's the story got to... No. Time and time and time again, we have seen characters, female characters specifically, get recreated in video games, and they look absolutely horrifically older or uglier than they actually are in real life. Okay? One only needs to look at Kay Vess from the Star Wars game that Ubisoft made, and look at the actress they hired, and then look at the portrayal. All right, so all you need to do is Google a couple of images. All right, and you'll find that the actress is a beautiful young lady. And then they turn around and they change facial features. They give her a hideous haircut. And that is one of the most recent examples. But the most recent is Karen Ann Wool with God of War. Nobody's asking for a God of War game with a character who's dead. Now, again, let's just say for the sake of argument, okay, fine. This is a different take, right? This is a new story, and it's the afterlife, and she's in Valhalla maybe, or wherever, which is not where she goes. But I understand the reasoning, but that's the problem. We reason this stuff away to make sure that we don't offend anybody with our opinion. So we reason it away. And we go, well, no, but look, yeah, they obviously made her look ugly. They made her fatter. They made her older, even though she's not that old. And even in the game, narratively, she's not that old. But the reality is that there was no reason to do it. And it's been done time and time again, and time and time again, and time and time again. And that's just in the video game world, right? So, So you remember the Dove body campaign about video games? And they wanted to focus on women that didn't fit your typical female protagonist, okay? And so it was a big campaign by Dove Body Wash to do this. And they brought in a bunch of women who obviously did not fit, okay, in what we think of as your typical female protagonist. And the reality is do not tell me, you do not lie to me and tell me that you want to play a video game of Tomb Raider and Lara Croft weighs 275 fucking pounds. Don't do it. Don't fucking lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. I don't give a shit how much you stand for whatever feminist causes. Do not tell me that you want to play Lara Croft as a 250-pound woman who looks like your ex-wife's sister. Don't do it, because I know you're fucking lying. So my point is that gatekeeping the things we love is a good thing. Being a nerd now, loving video games, loving comic books, loving Marvel, okay? Star Wars, Those things used to be refrigerator. I'm actually going to put you guys' comments on the screen. And that way, if you guys are reading, then you can see them. And as I respond to them, I don't have to highlight as many because, as we all know, when you're, talking, sometimes it's, let's see here. Let me find it real quick. And I apologize for the pause here, but I just want to make sure that I can put those on the screen because that way I can respond to them and you guys can see them. Display, display, display. Show resolution badge. No, fuck all of that. Who gives a fuck about a resolution badge? Widgets, notes, people, media assets, banners. Comments. There we go. Boy, I'm a dumb fuck. Okay. Because I know a lot of you guys watch on the TV. And that's great. Okay. Laura Kraft and the Secrets of the Buffet. Thank you, Carlos. Hello. Because you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. Again, like we can, and the Horizon series. Exactly, Graph. That's what I'm talking about. Like, we can pretend that we don't want to offend anybody. But in our hearts, like we know, like those are not the characters you want to play. Look, I don't give a fuck about playing as a female protagonist, okay? I loved the Tomb Raider games back in the day. Love them. Still love them. Have bought them multiple times over. Multiple games I have played with female protagonists, okay? I'm not going to sit here and just list them all off and whatever. I don't give a fuck. Most of them you've probably played before yourself. And I've enjoyed those games. There is a concerted effort in the video games industry right now because of the people they've hired, because of the consulting firms they have brought in that charge them millions of dollars to literally tell them, hey, you know what, we don't like that character design. You need to make her jaw wider and her chin like this guy right here, and actually reduce her boob size, reduce her butt size, widen her hips a bit and her middle section, and that's what gamers want. Because don't you know that females make up 50% of the gaming industry? They make up 50% of the gaming public that plays games. Well, that's a fucking lie. And you know it's a lie. Because what every article tries to pretend from your IGNs and your Kotakus and all that bullshit, they try to pretend like women make up 50% of gaming. And they do not. And we know that. They're not playing Madden. They're not playing fucking NBA. They're not playing Nathan Drake. They're not playing even fucking Tomb Raider. They're not playing Final Fantasy. They're not playing Kingdom Come Deliverance. They're not playing The Witcher. They're not playing games. You know what they do? They play mobile games. And these companies and these people try to fucking play around with your shit like, well, women make up 50% of the gaming public. No, they play Bubble fucking Bobble and Match 3 on their phones. And these companies try to use that shit to fake you out and bullshit you. Thank you, soul brother. And you know that's the GOAT. The one and only. Bam. They try to fake you out and they try to tell you this bullshit. And it is not true, and we know it. 13th Assassin, what's going on, man? Always wanted to play a swamp donkey to raid refrigerators. And what's funny is like, man, come on, man. Like, let's not fuck around. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's cut up. It's what we do. But I'm going to tell you something. Your gaming market, the reality is young teenagers, early 20s, straight males. That's who plays video games. I'm not saying there aren't people who don't play video games that don't fit that description. I'm not saying that at all. But they make up an infinitesimal percentage of the population of gamers. They just do. If you're a company that develops a game and spends hundreds of millions of dollars developing a video game like Gears of War, okay? Why in the hell would you market that to anybody other than the people who want to play the game. You don't need to change anything. You don't need representation. Okay? You don't need to do anything other than fulfill the dream and the ideals of what your customer base wants. Period. And we've seen time and time and time again. HK Viper, what's going on? Saw that you were a big supporter of Stories from the Toy Shelf. And for that, my friend, I salute you, because that is an awesome fucking channel. I just happened to catch your name in the supporter page at the end of the video. That's awesome, dude. That guy is fantastic. I've been trying to get him on to Sevens Wild to interview him or have him on or off camera. Stories from the Toy Shelf, you guys, great channel. Go check it out. He's fucking awesome. My point is that let's not dance around. Let's not pretend. Let's not play games. Okay? That's not what we want. Okay? We don't want fat Laura fucking Croft. We don't. Are there some people who do? Yeah, all 6 of them in the world. But guess who doesn't buy the Tomb Raider games that want fat Laura Croft? It's all 6 of them. They don't even buy the fucking game, but they'll damn sure go on fucking Twitter or X and tell you exactly what you have to fucking think about it. And guess what happens? Unfortunately, those 6 people's voices are so huge that literally CEOs get talked into believing that the people who want to play the next Gears of War game are celebrating this month. It's fucking joke. G.I. Joe. Look, fellas, I don't give a fuck. You can watch your Jody Shooter. We can want female Crimson Guards and all that shit. I think it's cool as fuck. I like it. I like the designs. I'll never tell anybody that's not cool, because I do like it. Okay? But let's not sit here and fucking pretend like there aren't people in the toy community that have been going around working their fucking way through this shit like a fucking worm, like a fucking parasite. Right? Oh, I like what you like, but like, you know, I really want to enjoy it with you. Okay, come on in. Okay, let's open the gates. Come on in. Oh, well, yeah, I like what you like, but like there's some stuff that like it doesn't make me feel comfortable. I don't know, you know, I kind of want to change it. You know, oh, okay, well, come on in. You know, what's your ideas? Hey, by the way, everything that you like about your fucking shit, I don't really fucking like, and I think it needs to be changed. And if you don't agree with me, then I'm going to fucking get you fired or call you out. Okay, it's time to close the gates. Well, it's too late to close the fucking gates. Too late to roll up the fucking drawbridge. And guess what? Then you find yourself on the outside looking in like you're the fucking bad guy. When you try to be welcoming, when you try to be someone who rolls out the mat and says, hey, come on in, man. I want you to enjoy what I enjoy. We all enjoy it here. And then what happens? Then these people come in and they fucking destroy your community. They light your shit on fire. They ostracize you. Because initially you did put the hand out. You did offer the handshake. You did believe, because most human beings want to believe in the best of people. They want to give people the benefit of the doubt. They want to extend the hand of friendship and say, hey, I'm with you. I don't really give a shit what you do at your house. I don't care how you use the peanut butter. Okay? And then they fuck you. They fuck you over. Video games. This has been going on for a while. The demasculinization, emasculating, the making male characters look thinner, walk with a sway, making female characters with wider jaws and wider fucking chins and deeper voices. And fucking God, if I see that fucking side shaved fucking haircut on a female fucking character, you better run the fuck away from that game as fast as you fucking can. Especially if that hair is colored. Because I can tell you right now, you already know. What about the dialogue? How about the fucking dialogue that's written by fucking bullshit ass fucking millennial people that have no life experience, haven't experienced anything, just graduated college, never even had a fucking job, nothing, working for a company writing dialogue for video games. You ever notice how all the female protagonists in every video game now has to talk incessantly through the whole fucking game? The whole game? About the dumbest shit. You ever notice how now in most video games, especially single player games, that the dialogue, especially from female protagonists, is nothing but therapy dialogue? Anybody play Dragon Age Veilguard? You ever watched a video about that game? I recommend you do it. That is what happens when you do not gatekeep your property. Cypher63, what's going on, man? That's what happens when you allow people to come in and fundamentally change an industry. And unfortunately, and this is just video games, I'm not even done yet, in video games in particular. Because now, okay, the people that are trying to sell you the fucking game will turn around and tell you, you're the problem. And not so subtly, but subtly. Well, this is why we had to change things, because of the toxic masculinity, the toxic community that's involved with Gears of War, right? With any first-person Call of Duty, well, we have to put chat protection on. We can't, everyone's welcome. If you watched the Sony State of Play, the Xbox Showcase, and the Summer Games Fest, there is messaging all through that fucking show. Every single one of them. All three shows. Most of the females were presenting. Okay? Okay, fine. Yeah, who gives a shit? Yeah, what are you talking about? I'll make a big deal. Okay, that's fine. Many of the games had you playing as female protagonists that you wouldn't look at on the street, but okay, hey, it plays everybody. Nothing wrong with that. Everybody's welcome. Then they put things in the background while the presenter is talking from a studio. You happen to notice there's 2 or 3 people working on a computer, and in the background you see the old trans flag. You see the old other flag. You see you see the support Palestine sticker. You see That's on purpose. That shit is on purpose. It is absolutely on purpose. Frank Doom and you, what's going on, man? So let's not pretend. Let's not play games. Let's not act like we don't see it. And if you don't, you need to up your media literacy, which is a term I fucking hate, but it's reality. It's like when Matthew and I talk about watching movies, and we talk about watching movies, and we talk about scripts, and we talk about look at the position of the female relative to the man in a scene, who's protecting whom. The Loki series, where Sylvie is constantly standing in front of Loki in the male-dominant position, protecting him from whatever threat is happening. I'm not making this shit up, y'all. Go back and look at it and tell me I'm wrong. And you see it in movies and TV shows all the time. You see it in video games all the fucking time. All the time. So much so to the point, and it's really a shame, and I'll tell you why it's a shame. It's a shame because for me, unfortunately, because I notice this stuff all the time, it's hard for me to go in and enjoy things that I watch or play. And that sucks. But it's not my fault. It's not my fault that this character's dialogue is incessantly fucking rambling on about a bunch of therapy fucking speech. I didn't write the fucking script. It's not my fault. When it comes to a TV show, I didn't write the scene. I didn't cast the movie. Okay? I'm reacting to what you are presenting to me. And unfortunately, it is everywhere. Everywhere. Justin Booth, how you doing? Netflix, Motu, Tila. Thank you, fucking thank you. Kevin Smith had an agenda. He carried it out. And how did the fans react to it? How was that show received? And unfortunately, no matter how decent the show might have been, you cannot make a show about He-Man, kill him early, and take him out for episodes. On top of that, Tila was a fucking bitch. A bitch. That shit is on purpose. And you know what? It's to score one against the chuds. You know, how often do you think that when people were developing video games in 2001, 2004, 2008, 2009, 2010, is Chad, what is going on? How often do you guys think that the men and these developers who'd been loving video games their entire lives, loved these jobs, how often do you guys think that they were writing out dialogue, that they were writing scenes and storyboarding, and in their mind, they were like, oh, this is gonna sock it to the chicks. Boy, this is really gonna make the women mad. This is gonna piss off the women. All those feminists, yeah, man, I can't wait. I can't wait to write this character so it just really just shows them what we're thinking about. How often do you think that shit happened? Now think about today's video game industry. Think about how they write dialogue, how they write scenes, how they storyboard shit. And you guys tell me, do you think that the male and female feminists and multicolored hair and side-shaved fucking haircut with their pronouns on their fucking Blue Sky fucking account, how often do you think they write dialogue for video games or scripts for TV shows and movies and think they're socking it to the chuds? How often do you think that happens? Relative to 25 years ago, 20 years ago. Because I'd say it happens all the fucking time. I think they flick their fucking beans at home thinking they're just the smartest fucking gender studies graduate that's ever been on the fucking planet. Because they're socking it to the fucking chuds. And you know what they did? People opened up the fucking gate and they let them in to the industry. They let them into the games media. And who fucking trusts games journalists, urinalists now? Games urinalists now. Who fucking trusts them? They opened up the fucking gates because they were forced to, because most of these companies took ESG fucking money, BlackRock money. They're forced to change their policies. You got to hire these people in. They opened the fucking gates, whether that's forced or not. And this is what you get. And then when people complain because they're like, this isn't the character we've known for 20 years. This is not what she looks like. She looks like my fucking grandma. Then guess what happens in the media? You get called an ist and a phobe, and you're toxic, and you're what's wrong with this country, and you're what's wrong with gaming. But guess what? You're the fucking people that buy the goddamn games. And that is the sad part about what they don't understand, which makes you think, are you going crazy? Are you going crazy? How could they possibly do this over and over and over and over and over again? Failure after failure after failure after failure. It was once blamed on, oh, well, everybody's doing live service, right? Everybody's doing live service. No. Of course, live service, yeah, everybody wants their Fortnite. 1% get it. It's all the single player games. I can't wait until the new Witcher game comes out because, by God, I loved the Witcher series. Witcher 3 is one of my favorite games. I can't wait till the new one comes out because you know it is going to be absolutely filled with bullshit dialogue because the main protagonist in the game is Siri. And while I had no problem with Siri at all, I enjoyed the Siri character. In the series, well, they fucked that all up, obviously. In the games, I can't wait. I can't wait to see and hear that millennial dialogue. Let me hit up a couple things you guys have been saying here, just to, because I know you guys are typing away, and I apologize for not highlighting, but that's why I want to put the comments on the screen. And y'all are fucking awesome. Yes, the demasculization of society, 100%. We know it. It's been going on for years. How often have you guys growing up did you hear about men need to be more in touch with their feelings? They need to be more sensitive. We pounded into your fucking head. Especially probably in about our early 20s, right? Late 90s. Let's see here. Justin Booth says, Reacher is a good example of great television. Its main purpose is to entertain, not educate or push an agenda. I agree. There should be some sort of gatekeeping to protect these popular IPs. 100%. I mean, they're almost all gone, y'all. They've turned our male brands into female brands. Star Wars, G.I. Joe. They're doing it in the Transformers fucking comic. Seriously. If you hadn't read it, you'll know what I'm talking about if you have. Misandry at its finest. I agree. Even Warhammer, says Shane. Even Warhammer, after 10 minutes with Amazon, changed 40 years of lore to make female space marines. Even the Stargate series recently was canceled. Absolutely canceled. And look, I'm not a huge Stargate fan. It was canceled, and the reasons why, because the creator did not want to make it for a modern audience. So he said, okay, fuck it then. The modern audience. Oh, chasing the modern audience. Graf says Reacher Season 2 was rough. I agree. Better than most shows, though. I also agree. Tough to get through. Chad says, look at Bethesda. Circa 2010s versus Bethesda now. There you go. 100%. 100%. And I love Bethesda. I've loved Bethesda for years. Their writing is abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. It's all thanks to pretty much one guy, actually. Eric also says you can't be oppressed and also be the oppressors. Well, but that's what they try to do. Cavill is too based for all the agenda warriors to handle. And that's why they wanted to give a smear campaign to him on the Witcher show. Did a smear campaign. Said he was hard to work with because he wanted to stay too true to the source material. That guy's got to fucking go. He's hard to work with. I mean, it was all of the trades. He's hard to work with. He's an asshole. Then they started making up stories. Evil Dookie, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Says the country bends to the little bitches instead of knocking their teeth in. Yeah. And look, I'm not advocating for the physical, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm advocating for people to look, we have tried. We've tried to be the nice guys. We've tried to be accommodating. We have allowed people in. We have tried to share the things we love. And you know what they do? They come in and they fucking destroy them right in our faces. They flaunt it in our faces. And then they go the extra mile and they decide to do things to us because they're fucking either evil people or they have an agenda. And their agenda is that if you do not agree with them in any shape, form, or fashion, you must be eliminated. Period. That is their agenda. Todd C., what's up? Games are worth the money. I say, I'm guessing aren't worth the money these days. They look worse than a few years ago. I agree. GPUs are going to AI, not games. Also, 100%. You're absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct. And that's why pretty soon, if we're not careful, you won't be able to buy a personal PC. Like, you won't be able to buy a current personal PC. It'll be out of your price range. Shane says, I would rather you rant than read our chats. We got we got this side of things. It's all good, man. It's all good. I just want to make sure I highlight a little bit. Evil Duke says the military even did it with females as Rangers and Green Berets. Yeah. One needs to look no further than the fucking military. No, look at the leaders of the military for a time. What was more important to them? Feelings? Gender identity, sexual identity, than doing your fucking job. They don't want equality. They want dominance. And it is true. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It is true. We see it time and time again. They even changed Gem lore. She is now just Zartan's side piece. You better keep those fingers crossed, brother. Better keep those fingers crossed, that's all I gotta say. Okay, so, again, gatekeeping. So, here's what I did. I did a little experiment with Google. And I typed in, why is gatekeeping a good thing in pop culture? Okay? And by God, if they got a Magic and Bird, I was such a huge Magic Johnson fan. If they got Magic and Bird coming out with McFarlane, you guys better fucking message me and let me know when that shit goes up, because I want that shit. Okay. In pop culture, gatekeeping serves as a crucial filter against algorithmic homogenization. Well, that is bullshit. Algorithmic homogenization? No. It's not algorithmic. It serves as a crucial filter against people who don't give a fuck about what you actually like. They only want to invade it and change it to make it what they like. They don't want to. It's like illegals that come in the country, especially most of them. Not all, but many. Most, I'd say. It has nothing to do with assimilating into your culture. It is about coming in, not learning your language, not giving a fuck about your street signs or your neighborhoods, coming in and taking over. At the very least, coming in and not respecting what you have spent decades respecting and cultivating and catering and taking care of. By encouraging a rite of passion to access niche aesthetics or subcultures, it adds value to media, prevents over-commercialization, and protects specialized communities from losing their foundational identity. How have we seen all these properties lose their identity? And this, my friends, is what gets me on the fucking Dan Larson rant. During the live stream in Yojo June, when the hooded Cobra Commander was revealed, not only did Dan Larson go out of his way to make sure you guys know it's not his Cobra Commander, during the stream, during the fan stream, made sure you heard those words, okay? Went on and on about it a couple of times, making sure you heard him say. Now, he tried to justify it by saying, well, you had to do the, we got stuck with this one, and if you wanted the other one, you had to mail away, and it was, and we got stuck with this. Okay, fine. Right, whatever, okay? But bottom line, he had to interject that. On tonight's stream, he has the former team that not created these characters, but for G.I. Joe Classified, designed, and everything, had to cut through fucking bureaucratic red tape and convince the CEO of Hasbro to make this figure because the fans want it. Because Hasbro was so fucking scared that it resembled a Ku Klux Klan member. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And I swear to God, in the stream, Dan Larson has to interrupt his guests and shit on his guests when they literally said, people have been wanting this. We couldn't wait for this. We were so excited. And Dan Larson has to say, well, I didn't want this. This is not my Cobra Commander. I didn't want this. You literally have your guests on. They are so excited about this figure. Every single one of them. excited about it. Talked about the hoops they had to jump through. Talked about cosplaying at JoeCon and having to cut the fucking seams, make the seams a certain way. So yes, it's not fucking pointy, because none of us are fucking babies. Talked about literally cosplaying and making sure that it's all about the seams and all this stuff. That's just in real life. That's just doing a cosplay. They were excited about making this figure. They wanted to do this figure. And Dan fucking Larson has to put his big fucking mouth right in the middle of it and tell everybody, well, this is my Cobra. This is not my Cobra Commander. I didn't want this Cobra. Well, you know what, Dan Larson? Fuck you. Fuck you and what you want. Because you know who else wanted this figure? Every fucking body but you. What a fucking joke. I mean, seriously. And I'm going to tell you something. I met Dan Larson, Joe Fan, at JoeFest 24 as well. And you know what? I had a decent conversation with him. He was fucking selling t-shirts in the hallway leading to the main fucking room. I like their videos, from Toy Galaxy to Secret Galaxy. I like what they do. They do make good nostalgic videos. The production level is good. It is funny. Okay? Like, that's how I feel about it. That's fine. You may feel differently. Bottom line is that when I knew what, and I know, right? There's way worse than him out there. I agree with you, Chad. The thing is once I saw the unhinged shit that he posts, right? The mirror is broken. The veil is lifted. And hey, your opinion's your opinion. Great, man. That's fine. But you're going to go on two streams. And not only in a fan stream, go out of your way to make sure that the crowd that's watching knows your thoughts on the Hooded Cobra Commander, but you're going to do it again when you have the guys who were excited about bringing this figure to fucking life, and you shit on your fucking guest, Dan Larson. That's exactly what you did. You shit on your guests, and you know what? Thank God none of them recognized it. At least not that I remember. None of them paused. None of them recognized it. They plowed right fucking through. And I hope they didn't hear that bullshit. Man, this ain't about you, Dan. The stream's not about you, fucking Dan. Like, have some fucking, like, levity. Understand what the fuck is going on. But the shit is not about you, Dan. It's about your guests. And what your guests are doing, and how excited, and what the shit they had to go through just to bring that figure to the fans. And whatever you think about Hasbro, whatever you think about fucking Classified Line and Lenny and all those guys, man, like, fine. I don't care. Personally, I care about the moment, and I care about what that shit came across as. And it was bullshit to do that shit to those guys. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. So, nonetheless, getting back. When I type this shit into Google and Gemini, just give me some feedback here on positive gatekeeping. And all it wants to talk about is the internet age and algorithmic and high investment fans often push back against low investment passersby. Yeah, we see that shit. Because they're not only low investment, or they don't really buy the shit or get into it. They don't care about the fucking lore, but you do. By God, they want to fucking come in and they want to fucking change the lore. They want to make a character gay. Especially when the company acquiesces and then decides, you know what? That's right. You know what? Robin, right? You know what we're going to do? We're going to make Wonder Woman gay. Yeah, you know what we're also going to do? We're just going to make, Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. Yeah, we know, whatever. but we're just going to make them full on, right? That's what we're going to do. You know what we're also going to do? We're going to put Superman's son, we're going to make him date a green-haired fucking newspaper activist who goes to climate control fucking activism protests instead of saving the fucking world. Sabir says, so that's why I keep seeing people call him a liberal shill. I somehow missed the backhanded comment during the first one. Yeah, it came and went. It was very quick. If you weren't really paying attention, I know we all second screen a lot of shit, but yes, trust me, I promise you, go back and watch it. You'll hear him. He makes it a point to get his fucking word in there. He was super nice to me also, no doubt about it. Chad says, hey, speaking of, guess how many subs I lost since all the BS started with the cancel mob? Just guess. I'm going to say none. I'm going to say you gained some. Maybe I'm wrong. But maybe you gained some. And I'm looking just to see. I see some of the answers in here like 20, 100, 20. Gain. Gained me. It's 73 here. Joe Francis is 73 here. Well, maybe Chad gained 73 subscribers. Sabir also says, I never once thought of Hooded Coco as a clan member because why would you, right? Like, no, who does that? Like, who fucking does that? It's the people that want him to be so then they can be upset for themselves and then cry out for attention and want you to be upset with them, right? And if you're not upset with them, well, then you must be one of them. That's how these people operate. I never once thought of Hood Cobra Commander as a clan member, even during the cartoon's run. None of my friends at the time said they made Cobra Commander a clan member with the hood on. No, because nobody thought that way. Why would they? Justin Booth says, you're right, Pop. Everybody's been asking for classified Hooded Cobra Commander since the start of the classified line, and for him to try and shit on people for being excited over it is fucked up. And he did. He's done it twice now. 1,100 subs. Chad, so tell me, is that up or down? Up or down? Is that gained or minus? And I apologize just for the simple fact of trying to go through the chat and read everything. Let's see. Yes, so YouTube is ultra controlled by the liberal mob. Now, here's the deal. Here's the deal, Sabir, and let's just be frank, right? And I'm frank. Holy fuck, almost 1,200. Really? It's honestly shocking to me. Truly shocking to me. But yes, I believe YouTube is definitely, through the years, but definitely, we've seen the effects of people during COVID, during the election. We've seen what YouTube did to suppress opinions, shadow ban channels. I'm shocked that many. I really am, because honestly, I didn't think there was that many who didn't think there was that many people that would do that, which makes me also think whether those were manually unsubbed or not, to be quite honest. But Sabir, here's the thing, man. So because of some of the opinions you may hold that you express from time to time, there are people who literally will absolutely hate you. And it's not because of the opinions that you express. It's that you express maybe those opinions, but because of your skin color, right? And you know that, right? I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. But that's the sad part about it, is there's so many people who just cannot rationalize in their own head that it is okay for people to like or think about things differently. And the mainstream media plays such a vital role in this, right? Such a vital role. And there was an Instagram video that was sent to me by War Chest. And it's not an uncommon video. It's something that I think we all have heard several times, but it rings true. It's that we have a lot of very rich, powerful people who like to keep us distracted, whether that's liberal media or conservative media. And it is, there's a lot of apathy right now. There's a lot of apathy in the toy collecting. There's a lot of apathy in pop culture. There's a lot of apathy in politics, right? From the public. There's a lot of apathy. And it's because people feel like no matter what they do, they cannot change something. And we've been on the back heel, the back foot for the last 10 years at least. We've been on the back foot of trying to fight for our properties, fight for our pop culture, right? Because pop culture is downstream from politics. We've been trying to fight, and every time we fight, it seems like we chalk up another lost battle. Another person, like Chad, losing 1,200 subs, right? Whatever. Here's the thing, though, and as Chad says, I speak to who wants to be with me, and I'm good with it. And you know what? That's exactly where you should be, because the bottom line is those people and the new people, they will still find you. So the 1,000, 11, 12 that you lost, right? Okay? They will be made up. They will be made up, because there's just as many people out there who feel the way that you do. Just as many. Let's see. Remember, we couldn't talk about the miracle cure during COOF, Looney Tunes, Bank Heights, 81 million votes, and we just saw it again in California. Again, late night ballot dump. Somehow Spencer Pratt, who's not even MAGA, by the way. See, this is, again, how the fucking media, how they control this shit. Spencer Pratt is not MAGA. And yet that's how all of the trades and the papers and the media out there and in here in Tennessee or wherever you live is painting Spencer Pratt as if he's some MAGA stan. And he's not. He had sensible ideas about restoring Hollywood and Los Angeles and trying to figure out this homeless thing and get rid of the needles and the shit on the sidewalks. They don't want that. They don't care about that. You know why? Because those people out there, they have the money, they have the power, and the last thing they want to do is give that up. Republican or Democrat. Bottom line. Graf says, yeah, you need open-minded people that stick around, even if they disagree with you. Chad, kind of like how Pop has all of us, even though he loves guns. Superman, never forget. Graf, just for you. You son of a bitch. Look, there you go. What a nice focus right there. Don't look at my fingers. Anyway, point well taken. 100%. And look, hey, you guys are fucking awesome. I don't have a giant crowd, but I have a very loyal crowd that tunes in. And I like to think that at the very least, you know, if you guys don't like something that I'm saying, you'll let me know it. And I am okay with that. Totally okay with that. I have no problem with people that disagree, especially on multiple topics. And you know, I talk about many different things. But yeah, no, we keep each other in check, right? We keep each other in check. And what I mean by that is that, you know, yeah, occasionally I might go here or there. And then somebody might give me another opinion about it and say, hey, but did you think about this? And I'll say, hey, you know what? Let me take a step back and let me look at that. And sometimes that's the correct thing to do. And that is fucking okay. JoeFan84 says, I'm okay with people thinking differently than me. Doesn't mean I have to agree. I did unfollow a few because of the death celebrations. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. Anybody that came out and fucking celebrated Charlie Kirk's death is a piece of shit human being. Period. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's a shitty thing to do. It's unwarranted. And cheering for an assassin who kills someone, and I don't care if they have a family or not, single or not, young children or not, okay? That's not the fucking way. That's not the fucking path, folks, okay? And we all know that because we have brains. We're reasonable, okay? That's not how we attack problems. That's not how we approach situations. That's how rational thinking people think about things. They don't go off and do bullshit like that. So anybody that celebrated that shit, I have no fucking room for you here. You fucking get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck. Seriously. let's see here. Spear says you picked up exactly what I meant. Yes, the retardation is next level nowadays. And, you know, we know exactly what you're talking about. The bottom line is people are acting as if they do not have a fucking brain to think with. And that will lead me into the Carmelo Anthony talking about that case. But I want to finish up on gatekeeping and pop culture. And the reason why I think the Carmelo Anthony case is so much like a lot of cases that we see and is so dividing. And I don't think it's not us dividing each other. I'll get into that in just a second. Yeah, the urinating video, people be really careful out there. Yeah, look. Bottom line is you guys have brains. You know how to use them. Fucking, let's not kid ourselves. Okay, Captain Kirk, what's up? 2A, what's going on? Yeah, you guys have brains. Let's use them. Like, get the fuck out of here. Okay, like, you know, yeah, and I gotta tell you, Sabir, you know, that guy up in New York City, buddy. How that shit happens makes you literally wonder how that shit happens. Okay? Like, how does that happen? How do people get voted in to places and you wonder? And you know that's why there's apathy. That's why there's apathy, because people literally feel as if they're powerless to fight this shit. Just Jeff, what's up? There's shit you do and don't do. 100%. Those are choices that you make. We all, again, rational people, you know what kind of fucking choices that you make, right? And you know what's right and what's fucking wrong. And I would guarantee you, I don't suspect many of the people that I know, that I associate with, are going to go out there and take a fucking rifle and go murder someone. What kills me even more is the people that come to defense of the person who commits such a heinous crime. Especially when those people are led astray by fake podcasters and live streamers and the mainstream fucking media. By Jasmine Crockett's of the world. Chad says Buffalo Bill and his ilk will tell you all about how they celebrated Charlie. It is disgusting. That's why I don't need their community. And they definitely don't need yours, that's for sure. But I am with you 100%. Again, I think anybody that was celebrating that shit is a disgusting fucking human being. And Just Jeff says, look, slowly coming around to gatekeeping, sort of tired of seeing dumb shit about X character or line. Yeah. Look, it may take you a while. Look, again, Jeff, here's the thing. At the beginning of the stream, I said, most people put the hand out for the handshake. Most people open the fucking door to the store. Okay? Most people are welcoming. They say, hey, the more the merrier. Join the crowd. Let's have a fucking party, man. Let me tell you all about Wolverine's history. Let me tell you all about Luke Skywalker. Let me tell you all about Helldivers. Let me tell you all about the X-Men. Let me tell you all about whatever. Indiana Jones. I don't give a fuck. That's what we do. 25 years ago, we did that. You genuinely had people that if they were that interested, were interested in learning and understanding and being respectful. Those days are gone. They are gone. Video games, Hollywood, pop culture, those days are fucking gone. And that means you need to be able to put up the dukes, and you need to be able to protect what you've cared about for 30, 40, 50 fucking years. You just do. And it's sad that that's the case. Graf says, I made sure to gatekeep at Motuniverse. No Thundercats were going to work their way into the con, and nor should they. It's dividing for people who don't understand accountability and common sense. This is a beer for those who both and or critical thinking skills. There is no division on that case. Yes, 100%. And there's a lot of people who somehow have been misled into this no accountability. No accountability. I never express my opinion. I know better, and I care about what people think. It gets to me sometimes. And Mr. Wonderful says, hey, dude, late, but I'm here, and I'm glad you're here. Here's the deal. I understand why a lot of people do not want to express their opinions, and it's because they're scared. They're scared of getting fired. They're scared of getting canceled. They're scared of being ostracized. They're scared of having their account taken away. Okay, they're scared of getting false claims on their YouTube or their Instagram, and then somehow now you can't participate in social media. You can't make videos anymore. Right? We've watched it happen, and that is understandable. Turk Murphy, how you doing, buddy? It's understandable, but that's what they have us on the back foot. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, am I a conservative? Yes. Am I a liberal? Yes. There are different issues. That's called nuance, folks. It's nuance. The people that want to destroy what we care about, there is no nuance for them. There's none. They do not have the ability to go from issue to issue and decide what matters to them. It is all about them. It is attention seeking. It's all about me. Recognize me. And no matter what you say, it's all about me. And you better care about me. You better agree with me, or there's going to be repercussions. And unfortunately, recently, we've actually seen those repercussions, which is a damn shame that we still have to deal with people who are irrational, who are mentally ill. They have a mental illness. And we still have to deal with that mental illness. And they force that mental illness on you and expect you to agree and understand their illness and be okay with it. I don't have to be okay with it. I'm not going to be okay with it. And I hope you won't either. But I do understand why people are scared to say anything, because we've seen those repercussions, right? I mean, we've literally watched it in real time happen. It's to somebody that's in this chat right now. Never been implemented right, said the woke liberal who's never lived in the former Soviet Union. Well, I love these people who talk about how they hate America, how America's so racist and a horrible fucking country, and yet they've never traveled outside of their fucking city. But they know all about Cuba. They know all about Russia. They know all about fucking Ukraine, right? They know all about these cities, right? They know all about Pakistan. They know all about all these places because, you know, they watch Twitter. They watch Instagram, right? They know all the facts because somebody told them the facts. And I know you are a smart ass, War Chest. Helldivers, great fucking game. And if you get a chance, watch It's Chad stream Helldivers occasionally. I don't know that schedule, man, but Chad, feel free to post it in here. You know, I don't hate. Anybody has anything to promote, by all means, promote it. Can we play with our dollies, like Chad says? Yes, you fucking can. And feel free to tell somebody that they cannot fucking play with your dollies. That's right. Gets out scroll. That's pretty good. The old Big Bang, baby. Yes. You guys are fucking rolling on it, man. It's hard to keep up with, man. I apologize. You guys are. Hey, I need a moderator somewhere. There is a moderator. I don't know. Is it? He's sleeping right now. No, he's probably watching in the background. Okay. So I want to get into invalidation 100%. Turk, how you doing, man? I know I'm a little behind. I apologize to you guys, man. You guys are crushing it. And I do apologize for y'all coming in tonight and hanging out. I know I haven't streamed in a few weeks, and but I definitely want to get into, as Requiem is here as well, people who have to seek the validation of others for what they believe usually means they don't actually understand what they believe. 100%. 100%. They don't even understand what they believe, and yet they want you to believe in it. And Just Jeff says, be hilarious to see some of these folks in one of these countries in the non-tourist areas. Oh, 100%. And I appreciate the go live whenever you want to. I'm all about that shit. Only reason I stick to a schedule, honestly, is just because of work. But yeah, you guys check out It's Chad when he does his Helldiver streams. No doubt about it. And Joe Fan says, I'm autistic, can see this communism pushing and wanting it. Communism sounds great on paper, but it doesn't work, never will. Socialism doesn't work either. It's been proven time and time again. It does not work. It does not work. Period. Dude, brother, we have to band together and protect the Batman IP. 100%. Because you know, if these people had their way, okay, because you got absolute Batman, right? You got all the absolute. If they had their way, Batman would be puffing on Robin's cigar. I'm going to say. Fucking disgusting. Yeah, and Evil Dookie says, I'd like to drag these experts to the third world countries that I have survived in. Exactly. You know, and look, you won't hear me speaking about countries like, you know, I know nothing about these countries. One thing I do know about these countries is they are fundamentally mostly different than what we have here. And usually far more racist and far more not accepting of other people. And just as absolute blah, blah, blah. I love it. And I know you did, Eric. I know you did. And unfortunately, you guys, well, maybe where you're at, but I know between Karen Bass and the other socialist, communist dictator that they're trying to implement out there on the West Coast, good luck. Holy shit. Okay, so let's get into it, folks. Let's talk a little Carmelo Anthony case, because the one thing I noticed, and one thing I think is really sad about this, is the fact that so many people are led astray because they watch and get their news from TMZ, or they get their news from TikTok. They get their news from X. They get their news from Instagram. They get their news from YouTube Shorts. And a lot of people these days do not do their due diligence. They do not research. They do not spend 10 minutes out of their fucking day, 10 whole fucking minutes, to just fact check something. Man, that sentence doesn't sound right. Right? That just doesn't, for some reason, that doesn't jive with me, man. That's not what I experienced. That's not what I saw. Okay? It is actually valid, Evil Dookie, but that's a different kind of news, my friend. So here's the deal. I can't believe the amount of ignorance, pure ignorance, that I saw in just the people that somehow were getting basic facts wrong about this Carmelo Anthony case. Okay? Not the ball player, Captain Kirk, of course, you ding dong. But Jasmine Crockett going on a stream alive and claiming that he used a multi-tool, like a little Swiss Army knife, okay, is disingenuous. It's dishonest, and it's fucking disgusting. Watching multiple TikTokers claim that Anthony was jumped by multiple kids. Even the defense's own star witness had to recant his account when presented with video and actually say, well, he actually misremembered. You know who came up with the term misremembered? Roger fucking Clemens in front of Congress. Roger fucking Clemens. So even their star witness was making shit up. You have had multiple, Wolfgrim, what's going on, man? Multiple TikTokers, multiple Instagram people, multiple YouTube shorts and channels spreading lies, knowingly, willingly spreading lies about this case. And we see it every day. Not just about this case, but many cases, because the narrative that they want to put out there, once you get enough people to believe it, you can still have the truth and it doesn't matter. I can't tell you how many people I have talked to about various cases similar to this one and others, and people literally have no idea about the actual facts, only what they believe because they either read a headline or they watched a TikToker. And that's where they got their news from. And instead of actually researching, they just believe whatever the fuck they're told. And you can go on Facebook and you can have an argument on Facebook. You're never going to convince somebody. You're never 100% going to convince somebody. It's just not possible. It becomes an argument chamber, not an echo chamber, an argument chamber. You'll never convince somebody. So no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you go into the comments, someone is already dead set on their beliefs. They're already dead set on what they believe is the truth. Even if it is completely 100% false, they still believe it without a shadow of a doubt, and you'll never change their mind. Even when you present them with the facts, even if you give them a fucking link to the facts, it doesn't matter because they won't take the time to fucking read it. It's pitiful. It's absolutely pitiful. And it's true. They absolutely will not. Now, again, I did a little bit of a experiment with Google again. And I didn't type in anything other than the question, why do people believe lies about the Carmelo Anthony case? I didn't bring up race. I didn't bring up anything else. Okay, I literally, that's all I brought up. Just because I was curious how this was going to be framed. Okay, and look, I would be remiss, right, if I did not say that unfortunately in this case that Austin Metcalf lost his life, and yet for some reason all of the press, all of the mainstream media has been all about the integrity of Carmelo Anthony and saying that the sentence was too heavy-handed. He was reacting in self-defense. Guys, let me ask you a question. Because the self-defense, it has levels. If someone pushes you, does that warrant murdering that person? Now, off the top of your head, somebody may joke and say, well, if anybody touches me, man, I'm going to fuck them up. But literally, if someone pushes you, does that warrant taking their life? Because I think we would all understand that no, that does not mean that's what needs to happen. Okay? We all should understand that. Are there different levels? Yes. If someone pushes you down, they keep you down, they start kicking you. If you truly are fearing for your life, then that is protecting yourself. And I think we all understand this. We're rational fucking human beings. Every one of you in this chat is a rational person. As you guys say, look, depends on the push, right? Like I just said, right? Depends on the circumstances. Jess says a push doesn't warrant murder. Google Gemini does have blue hair. But point being is that you guys are rational. You understand that, okay? You guys have been in a bar. You've been somewhere. You've been maybe talking to a girl that you didn't know was with somebody, and the guy comes up and kind of, hey, man, like, what are you doing? Does that warrant murdering someone? If you're at a track meet, number one, if you're at a track meet and you have an instrument that can kill someone, what are we fucking doing here, man? I mean, seriously, what are we doing here? So, you go into the wrong tent on purpose. You're being antagonistic. Teenage boys. Someone says, "Hey, man, like, come on, man, get out of here. You're in the Pearl Cone tent. You're not in this tent. Like, come on." And continues to ask you. And let's not pretend that kids today are not sensitive and understanding just how this shit goes now, right? because they have to be aware of how this shit goes now. So you ask someone multiple times until that person reacts to you, and you push them, get out of our fucking tent, man. Like, go. And you're attacked with a knife. I'd say that's not, the recourse doesn't match the offense. Does that make sense? And considering there weren't other kids surrounding or harassing or like shoving or attacking, the fearing for one's life proposition becomes a moot point. The video shows it. The 15 witnesses that were called all said the same thing. A jury deliberated for 3 hours and came to the same verdict. This is not a racial issue. This is not an injustice issue. This is a murder issue. And had the situation been reversed, I would feel the same exact way. We see those stories every day. This one, again, because of the mainstream media, because of the politicians, are here to fucking distract you and pump you up and get you fired up and get you fighting with someone that you've had 1,000 pleasant conversations with, but somehow this one thing, because they haven't read the facts of the case, they don't know what happened, but they watched a TikToker they like or an Instagram video that they like and they've shared with their family, and that's what they believe. They believe falsehoods, and they don't even know the fucking truth. And yet you have people that are willing to fight you when they don't even know the truth or the facts of the case. Or just as that shit was crazy, to be honest, as an adult, I never go anywhere without something. But as a teenager, kid, hell no, zero reason for that. You got to think about it, right? Like, you're at a track meet, and as Eric says, I ran track for years, never brought a knife. Why the fuck would you bring a knife to a track meet? Now, I'm going to tell you, here in my town, yeah, there's a couple schools. And I'm going to tell you something. When those couple schools play each other every year, there's usually altercations that happen. And it's the sad fact about it. It is sad, but it is true. There are multiple schools here in Nashville. And when those schools play, there are altercations. There are incidents. There are shootings. For no fucking reason. But there are, and it happens, and it's like clockwork, and anybody that's lived here their whole life will fucking tell you, unless they just don't want to tell you the truth, and they're scared to offend you, or scared to tell you the truth. But it's true. And every time something happens, people that have lived here roll their eyes, and they go, yeah, that's Stratford, it's Pearl Cone. Well, it's Whites Creek. It's sad, but it's fucking true. Those track meets, I'm not saying you should carry a knife. I'm not saying you should carry anything. But given the propensity for things to happen regularly, it wouldn't shock me. It's sad but true. All right. And at 50 years old, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm just going to tell you what I've seen and what I've read and what I've observed with my own eyes. I don't think this Texas incident, I don't think this was under those pretenses. I think these two schools, there's no reason to have a weapon. There's no reason to have anything like that on you, on your person. And to also have it in the moment, knowing what you're doing and walking in to a situation and provocation that you've been found guilty by a jury of your peers. And guess what, folks? He's going to be in his late 30s when he's eligible for parole. Now, whether he gets it or not, I don't know what that looks like in 17 years. But the reality is that a late 30s man has quite a bit of life ahead of him. But guess who doesn't have quite a bit of life ahead of him? Austin Metcalf. He doesn't. And when people try to bring those things up, we've seen the reaction. I'm glad that a GoFundMe page was taken down. I'm glad that another FundMe page was taken down. I'm glad GoFundMe, for what you might think of them, if someone is charged with a crime, they pull the fucking funding down. It's fascinating how much money people will pour in to a situation for someone who is guilty. And it shows you where we're at as a society when that's deemed okay. That people literally will also argue that the sentence was too tough. Because, I mean, after all, he brought a multi-tool. Can you imagine arguing that the sentence is too tough for someone who murders another person? And they get 35 years, possible parole in 17. When did this happen? Like, when did we get this way? That instead of being inflamed and upset about a person getting murdered, no matter what color they are, we're more upset over the fact that they didn't get a lighter sentence. Like, where are we at? What are we fucking talking about? I'm going to ask all of you. Okay? Period. I'm going to ask all of you. Pretend for a minute you're the father of the kid that got murdered. How rational, how understanding would you feel? And try to understand someone else's argument saying that your son was a racist, horrible person, making up lies, saying he'd been in trouble before, saying he went out of his way to make something happen, got his friends involved and surrounded him, like making up literal lies, calling your family getting phone calls, hounded every fucking day, people sending death threats. Even though it was the other kid that committed the murder, you're getting death threats. Because you're a white family. Think about it. Think about if you're the father who, by the way, had a gag order put on him, could not talk about the case. But Carmelo Anthony's family could. They could go on interviews. They could go out. They could go on video. And they could yell and scream and protest and do whatever with all these other people. But Austin Metcalf's family had a gag order on the case. Now, what world does that make any sense? Swatted 6 times, as Eric says. As Shane says, swat at least twice. Where are we at? Again, put yourself in those shoes. If you were the father of that kid, captain of the football team, good grades, future ahead of him, protecting his turf, protecting his tent, his teammates from somebody who knew what they were doing was wrong and then reacted in the worst way possible. Imagine if you are the father of that kid. It's unjust. It is. Now think of the father or the parents, the father of the other child who committed this heinous act. I assume, like most families, you've done your best to raise your kids right, tell them right from wrong. You've done what you can. You don't promote behavior, but, you don't encourage that kind of behavior. You do what you can to make sure they don't fall into the wrong crowd. Imagine yourself in their position. And you've watched your son literally kill another human being. I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine. It's horrific. It's horrible. It's terrible. Unfortunately, it's become more and more commonplace. And it's really sad. It's sad that young people don't have the ability to suss out and I think a lot of it, honestly, I really do. Call me out if I'm wrong. I feel so much of this stuff is because of social media and the role that it has played in our lives. Whether it's keeping up with the Joneses, trying to play off like you live a different life than you really live. People try to play like they're happier than they are, or that they are on vacation all the time. It's a mirage. But when it comes to kids and how easily influenced children are, and young men, young adult males, and the fact that now everything is a racial fucking grift. I work with a lot of black kids at work, young kids, college students even, some of them in high school. And some of the things that I hear them say about how they've been wronged and how, like, they can't believe the energy from the manager and how they ain't got no time for this or that. And all it is a manager asking them to get off their phone and go clean off a table because a guest needs to sit down. All it is a manager saying, hey, we're not open yet, but we really need your help. We need to get that tea made. We need, the chairs set out. Like, can you... And to hear the stuff that I hear come out of the mouths of these kids. And y'all, unfortunately, I hear some things come out of the mouths of some kids, and I hear some things come out of the mouths of other kids. And they're so different. And then sometimes they're so the same. But what I will say is every one of them is stuck to their phone, no matter what, the entire time. And I think when you have situations like this stuff happen, no, it's not always social media. But I do feel that it plays such a large role, and especially at a young age. As adults, we have problems enough trying to manage how we react, and we do posts, and we make posts, and we might get a buzz and shit like that. I'm speaking from fucking experience. But when it comes to young people who are still forming, right? I just feel like, not every one of them, not all of them. Okay, not all of them. But I feel like it's made such a large impact on young people who are really trying to figure shit out. I feel like it's made such an impact on people that they react to things now because they're being told every day this is how they should react. This is how they should feel. It used to be from your immediate family, used to be from your immediate friend group. Now it's from tens of thousands of people. It's from millions of people. Video after video. It's just what I've noticed with my own eyes. Maybe you have too. But it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. And unfortunately, it's been turned into, again, another race issue. And it's trying to divide people. And the apathy is real. I've told this story many, many times. It's not even a story. My experiences when I go to the gas station, when I go to the grocery store, when I go to get my tires changed or my oil changed, when I'm at work, when I'm at a public park, when I'm at the comic shop, when I'm at a concert, most people hold the door open for each other. When you're walking in the gas station, somebody's walking in, no matter what fucking color you are or they are, hold the door open for you. Most people, when you're walking in the same space, step back. Oh, my bad. Sorry, man. Oh, I apologize. Oh. Most people I come across at Kroger, pushing the cart. Oh, yeah, excuse me. Going through the checkout lane. Hey, how you doing today? What's going on, man? How you doing? Almost every interaction that I have in my life, no matter what color the person is, are all basically the same. It's regular, everyday fucking people trying to work, trying to live life, trying to make a living, trying to feed their family. And in everyday situations, the last thing on their mind is race and grifting and turning things into some kind of racial problem. It's regular people just trying to make a living and just trying to get by and trying to do whatever they can do. And then you have the media who constantly try to turn us all against each other. Nonstop, round the clock, every story. Politicians who should, instead of gathering their constituents together, instead of bringing people together, are dividing their constituency every single day. Mayors, governors, doesn't matter. And that's on the local level. Run it all the way up to the top. It doesn't matter. And like I was saying earlier, when it comes down to it, you have people who have power, they have money, and they don't give a fuck about you. And the more you're distracted and the more you care about these little things that go on, the better for them. Because that's how you can make a lot of money, get a lot of power, flaunt it in people's faces, and never pay any consequences for it. But it's sad because something like someone murdering somebody, regardless of their skin color, somehow gets people to literally bypass the murder part of it and try to justify it in every shape, form, or fashion. And it's really fucking sad. And we see it every day. It's a damn shame. Same time Toy says the British guy that got beat to death. Yeah, because he told another guy not to cut the line. I mean, look, every day. Every day. And Grass says you must not live in Seattle. 75% zombies. We see it every day. We see videos of it every day. Every freaking day. And then when people want to clean up the streets, when people want to get rid of the needles and get rid of the shit on the streets and the tent cities and all that. So I don't care what you feel about it. The bottom line is it doesn't help anybody. It's not good for anybody. It doesn't help anybody. And when people have a plan, they try to get rid of that stuff. When they try to improve society, someone is literally beating them down. When people are trying to convict people for murder, for actual crimes, there are now throngs of protesters trying to justify the crime rather than understanding that they committed a fucking crime. Illegal, not illegal, doesn't matter. That's the part that just blows my mind. I don't understand it. And I'm hoping that we get to a point. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what it's going to take, because as much as I'd say you can stand up to it, as much as I could say that you can make a difference. And when Harambe died, it did go to shit, my friend. There are times, folks, I'm not kidding, I tell you, and I only say this in all honesty, and not that I want it to happen. I don't want it to happen, but I'm telling you that there are times in my life where I feel like the only way that humanity will actually pull together and fuck all this dumb shit is that there literally is an actual World War III, and there actually is major consequences involved. And that's sad. Because I do not see things changing anytime soon. People don't vote. They're apathetic about voting. They believe their vote doesn't care. So they just don't. They don't give a shit. Politicians get away with murder right in front of their face. They flaunt it in your face. People feel like there's nothing they can do about it. Look at California. Look at California. Every election, rigged, fucking rigged, and we know it. We also know that in 2020, that was some bullshit. And let's not fucking kid ourselves. Let's not pretend. Let's not act like we don't know that somehow Joe Biden got that many fucking votes. Are you serious? A guy who was kept in the fucking basement, wouldn't debate, hidden from the American public, somehow got that many votes. Get the fuck out of here. And I don't even give a shit whether you like Trump or not or whatever. Come on. Play detective. Don't be a fucking idiot. It's a joke, and it's flaunted in our faces every day. And I just feel like there literally is no way that we're possibly going to figure out how to get people back to decades ago. And I'm going to leave you on this. This is one last thing I want to mention. I was watching the History Channel, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt was giving a speech. And this was America entering into World War II. And Franklin Delano Roosevelt was giving a speech. And back in those days, everybody was very theatrical. It was almost Broadway, right? You know, shaking the fists and, well, the audio wasn't that great back in the day, for one. Microphone technology wasn't that great, so you had to really talk loud. You had to project, and you had to project to your crowd, and that was the way. That was the style back then. But my point is that the very speech he was giving and the very things he was talking about America, about this country, and being nationalism, about this country, men and women working together, people coming together for a common cause. It's one of the greatest speeches in American history. And if that speech was made today, how many people do you think would be calling him a Nazi? When in actuality, at that time, we were fighting literal Nazis. And trying to get Americans to rally together behind each other, to ration power, to go to work. And now that speech would be met by hundreds of millions of people in a completely different way. Even though the message is the same. It could be the exact same speech. It literally could be the exact same speech. Word for word. And nowadays, every fucking newspaper on the West Coast and the East Coast would report on it and talk about the person that made the speech is a Nazi. They're a dictator. They're a fascist. I guarantee you, that's how that speech would be received. And then you'd have a whole section of people and millions and tens of millions of Americans who literally would parrot exactly what the fucking newspaper and their favorite X accounts and the TikTokers and the Instagram and the Face fucking book would parrot exactly that same shit. The same speech. Literally. America first. Protecting our investments. Taking care of each other. Those are good things. But now, you'd be called a Nazi for those things. And it was amazing to me. And in the moment when I was hearing it and I was watching it and listening to it, and I thought, this is really great. And this is rallying the American people in a very trying time. But now that would be considered a fascist. And that is the sad part about where we're at. I implore each one of you to gatekeep your favorite properties, as we've known and we've seen in real time, and including this particular fellowship that you guys are in, within toys in particular. You've seen it become invaded, and you've seen people cancel people. You've seen people get people fired. You've seen people come in and want to change fundamentally what it is that you enjoy and what you do. I implore you guys to gatekeep the fuck out of the things you love. Period. Take no prisoners. No exceptions. You've played nice for years. You've welcomed in and you've done your best and you've tried really hard to be Mr. Nice Guy. And we've watched Star Trek, we've watched Star Wars, we've watched Marvel, we've watched DC, we've watched Doctor Who, we've watched The Lord of the Rings, we've watched The Witcher. How many more do I need to name? All of them turn to shit in front of your very fucking eyes. Am I lying? Seriously. Like, am I lying? Mr. Wonderful says, as Apocalypse said in the X-Men movie, everything they built will fall, and from the ashes of their world, we'll build a better one. I'm just saying. I hate to say it. It sucks. But I honestly feel at this point, if people aren't able to see through the bullshit and have common sense, and they just believe everything they're fucking told and shown, I don't know what the fuck. I really don't. Shane says 2-inch folded speech and a metal glass case saved his life when he got shot before a speech. 100%. I remember how the country felt on 9/11, and for months it followed. I don't mean in this way of attacking the country, but just the love everyone showed for one another. I agree. After 9/11, 100%. It was strong. It was real. And that's what I mean when I say an event. Do I want that to happen? Of course I don't want that to happen. Unfortunately, in our modern world, it seems like that's the only way to actually get people to come together and agree on a common thing. Mr. Wonderful Officer says, I'm in New York. I'm about 3 hours north of the city, and it was inspiring to see how everybody came together. I firmly believe that. Trust me. And I was angry down here in Nashville. Absolutely furious. Furious. And very, very emotional during that time because I could not believe it. Jeff says, look at Japan. They have one goal and one cause, and it's only strengthen their country. Nationalism is okay. There is nothing wrong with nationalism. Okay? I'm not talking about 1920s or 30s Germany after losing World War I. That kind of nationalism, I think we all understand where that led to, what that's about. That shit is wrong. That's not, no one's talking about that. It's the country you live in. And it's the best country in the fucking world. Period. Give no fucking quarter. I agree. Continuing on with Mr. Wonderful, I was 16. I remember how many of my peers decided to jump up and go to protect the country. Yeah, no, it was incredible. Absolutely incredible, man. Amazing to see. Yeah, Joe fan, I signed up for the Navy, did all the physicals and tests, was set to go when I was 18, but yeah, asthma and among other things. No, dude, I know a buddy that did, and he, his physical did not allow him to do it. Okay, I'm going to let you guys go, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I really do. I apologize for being so late tonight. I had to stay at work. I did promise somebody that I would cover the shift, but I forgot all about it until like a few days ago. But I was glad to get back in the saddle again. Glad to get back in the stream. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out, listening to what I have to say. Whether you agree or you disagree, I think we all understand that, like, it's about the conversation, right? And unfortunately, there are those that don't care to have the conversation. They only want to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. And if you disagree with it, then they will go to great lengths to make sure that you fucking do not exist, because that's what they want. They do not want you to exist. And how conversely, we don't want that on the other side of things. War Chest says, I get these feelings sometimes about Shane. Keep an eye on that guy. Sketchy like Charlie Sheen. That could be fun, actually, War Chest. Yeah. Anyway, no, I appreciate you guys, man. I'll be back with Matthew on Tuesday night for the evening blend. I hope you guys all tune in, and we'll discuss some few things and try to catch up on a couple of indie movies so I can give my review of Obsession. I also want to go back and watch the Markiplier movie as well. And so we'll have some stuff to talk about Tuesday. And yeah, countdown to Joe Fest, baby. Can't wait, can't wait. And Graph, I will be probably by myself in the theater as a 50-year-old male buying a ticket for Supergirl. And I can't wait to walk up and have the person scan my ticket for Supergirl by myself. I can't wait to see how that goes. And Iron Lung was not great. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it, but I do need to watch it. I need to give it a valid opinion, Jeff, for sure. And I'll leave it with just Jeff saying, don't gotta agree or disagree on every point. Just to have a conversation about something. Still walk away as friends, civil with one another. That's the part that eludes people. I agree, 100%. All right, y'all have a good night. Love one another. Catch up with each other. I'll see you guys in the streams and the chats and everything, man. Y'all keep crushing it. And I will check you guys later. There's only one last thing, and I don't know why. It always comes up somehow. It's weird. It's like...
So long, gay boys!